Eliminate the workplace excuse. That's what leaders do. This is the Career Blind Spot Podcast. Courtney, how old are you?
This is a great question.
It's not inappropriate?
No.
Why not?
Because I just turned 40 and I've been waiting my whole life to turn 40 and now I'm so excited.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is.
So that's today's CBQ. One, to just be a little controversial. I think that's still a thing, right? Like, you're not supposed to ask a woman her age. Like, I don't think you would go around asking most women their age.
I mean, I usually do because I want to know.
Everyone?
No, not everyone.
Who would you not ask?
My grandma.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I wouldn't ask you. But I'm asking you because you did turn 40 and just a couple of days ago, not even a week.
Yep. And
you actually had a really nice birthday.
It was the best birthday I've ever had. Like
That's
the
your
celebration.
words, not mine. I'm not telling you that.
No. No, it genuinely was the best celebration of my birthday ever.
But you're also someone who truthfully was always looking forward to turning 40?
Yeah, I really
Why?
was. Because every woman that I knew once she reached 40 just stopped giving an F.
So you were looking forward to stop giving an F?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, so do you still give Fs?
No.
It's only been a couple of days, and I think there's some Fs that
They're
could
already
give you.
gone.
Okay.
I got pink glitter nails because I just don't care anymore.
So you're looking forward to it, but also it did turn out to be really good.
It was really nice.
What'd you do?
I took our son out of daycare for the day. We went and got his shots, which not fun. But then I went and saw my parents with the kids, and they got to spend a little time with them. I dropped off the baby at your mom's house, and then I took our son to the Children's Museum, and we spent just time playing and laughing and having fun.
This is your birthday, just not a random Tuesday, right? You're
Yes.
saying this was the best birthday ever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add in, because the theme here is celebrating yourself. And I know I've had a hard time, and we'll talk about when Juan turned 40 about 35 years ago. But a lot of us struggle to truly celebrate. I think we do things that we enjoy, or we divulge, or binge. But I'm talking like truly celebrate, like that feeling. I call it the shoulder test. So when, Courtney, maybe not today so much, but like, it was the best. But rewind, my mom had asked, like, hey, what are you guys going to do? And I'm like, I don't know. Courtney is really not the most social, da-da-da-da. And then we were going to do a hotel and others. And I'm like, we've done that before. And it's not bad, like, but we just want to sleep right now. And
that was all I asked for my birthday was to sleep.
We have a 5-month-old and a 2.5-year-old, and we sleep pretty good, which we are going to do an episode on the revenge of sleep training. But basically in planning, I was like, well, it is 40, but that's also one of those things, like, it's an arbitrary number.
Right.
Like, next year, are we just going to half-ass it? I don't know. But in terms of most people, yeah, they'd be like, okay, you hung out with your kid and you got him vaccinated. And like, but for you, it really mattered. And especially spending time with him. But even for me as the partner planning, I was inviting people to eat just for like a happy hour. We don't even drink. And then it hit me. I'm like, does Courtney even want to do this? And I think we'd even been beefing, fighting a little bit. And I was like, hey, I don't think you want to be surprised and da-da-da. But what'd you say when I said, do you actually want to do this?
I said that it sounds like fun.
Yeah. And I was like, who are you?
Right.
What the hell? Are you sure? Blink twice. But long story short, we did it. And you actually had a nice time.
Oh, it was so nice.
We ate some cake from, what do you call it? AJ's Fancy Cake, local spot. Shout out to AJ's. But, and we did sleep. Like, we slept good.
Oh my gosh.
We slept until 9:30 for
me.
Which is not late for a lot of people, but for us, it's like the day's gone.
That's insane for me.
So all to rewind, do you remember my birthday? Or not to rewind, let's rewind. And let's talk about the way I celebrated my 40th.
Oh, was that the theater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're still COVID, I think 2022. Courtney rents out a theater, which is a lot cheaper than you would think.
A lot cheaper.
And
everybody should look into it.
You invite people, and it's like, what, a Thursday night? And I wasn't dreading turning 40. If anything, I really, kind of like Courtney, I always looked forward to turning 30 when I was younger.
Really?
But 40, I kind of had no standard. But I wasn't like, oh, I'm older, I'm this and that. Yeah, my body is getting older, and I can feel it. But in terms of that psychological, I didn't think I had it. And then we started driving there. And I'm like, Courtney, no one's going to come, and we're inconveniencing people, and why are we going to watch a movie? We can't even talk. And like, I'm just overwhelmed. Like, you describe it. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think you kept saying something about like you didn't want to ask people to come out.
I didn't want to inconvenience them.
Yeah, you don't want to inconvenience them, which was ridiculous because everybody loves you.
Yeah, and like the cool people did actually show up. The rest, I don't talk to them anymore. No, but they did. And I remember that feeling. Even our producer here, Nick, he showed up. Looks like Spider-Man himself. But we'll have to do a little screenshot of plug him in. But it was like Peter Parker. So he's not dressed in a red and blue outfit yet.
Today.
But that feeling of I'm inconveniencing people. This is not worth it. And from years of just not telling people, I didn't think I had shame, but I also realized, you know what? No, I do want people to surprise me, or I do want this thing. But that dread of what if no one shows up?
Oh, so you do want a surprise.
I've told you that a million times. And it's on YouTube now. But I remember once, I don't know, a handful of people showed up, and especially the types of people. My mom showed up, a 40-year-old, happy that his mom is there. And
well, your mom is the best.
And it was genuinely like nice. And my birthday.
It was.
And especially after I think I jinxed the world when I had a nice birthday in 2020 that caused the pandemic.
Literally,
because I was actually happy on my birthday.
A few days before the pandemic started.
We can talk about that too. But again, that mental thing of like, you always isolated with your birthday.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know, isolate. You escaped.
Yes. I usually just left town and got into nature.
Yeah, which I think is great. But would you say, well, you didn't say those are your best birthdays.
No.
But you enjoyed them, yeah?
Yeah, I did.
But the ones that the people matter, I mean, I guess you can't really say no because they're going to see this.
No, I mean, when we got to the restaurant and my best friend from high school showed up, I was like, I'm fine if he's the only person. I did have that feeling of like, it's okay if nobody else comes, but I sure hope that other people do. And then all of your coolest friends that I love being friends with too came. And then my cousin, who I really love, they're my friends now too. I won them in this marriage. But my cousin and his wife that I'm obsessed with, and I think she's the greatest thing ever. Yeah. She came too, and I was like, "This is amazing."
When people show up for you, we don't realize. I think we don't realize how important it feels, but also how much we're afraid they won't. And so, as an audience member, or a leader, entrepreneur, whatever you are, I think it's important to reflect that, like, you can go to happy hour, you can go to the movie or buy the car, whatever it is, but is that really the celebrating that you're looking for? Right. And as someone who does this stuff inside and out, that my 40th like really caught me off guard, and it mattered, and I'll always remember it versus other times. And I remember sometimes people would be like, "Hey, it's your birthday, let's go drink," and that's not terrible, and it is nice, but it's not the same. And bring it back to yours, you asked me on Friday, which was your actual birthday, of taking Conan, our son, to the Phoenix Children's Museum where he can just run around. And do you want to go? And I'm like, yeah. But then I'm like, no, it's your birthday. And if you really want me to go, that's one thing. But originally you would say you're taking him, not all of us, not our daughter, not. And so you guys did that. Like, imagine how different your day would be if you just stayed at home. Not that I say you couldn't have a nice time, but being around other kids, does that matter to it? Seeing other parents?
It's not even that. It was a place where I really felt like I could just let go and be a kid myself. And I find it so hard to just play with him when he wants to play, because we're usually at home and all I see are chores that need to be done. And I don't want to play because I want to just get things done and be productive. So
I wouldn't say you're usually at home, but you're usually doing
with him,
tasks. No, you take that kid shopping.
I do take him
grocery shopping, I should say. He knows how to push a cart. But as we wrap this one down, other than just talking about our personal lives, and I'm like, how much of this information can be helped to discover my passwords? But not just turning 40, 30. I remember when I was 20-ish, started to notice certain people getting married at 30 and doing half marathon. Like, there's these arbitrary things. But what I'm hoping those of you who tuned in and listened is that you recall the last time you really celebrated and felt happy or like a kid. Briefly, maybe a whole other episode, but Courtney had pointed out, kind of a teaser, why did we name our son Conan? After the barbarian, after the comedian, after the obscure anime. But Courtney, you give a 30-second, why did you like the name Conan when I pitched it as a joke?
Because we went to go see Conan O'Brien live for one of the last shows that he did.
And what did I say about it?
You said it was the last time that you could remember being happy.
Yeah, and this is years ago when we were, he's 2.5, but this is like in the pandemic, et cetera. I remember like what was that kid from? We had to get in line to wait for the show. This German kid, 23, 22, was first in line. I was second. and we talked about Conan O'Brien and comedy for about 3-4 hours. It was a free show. We stayed with your dad. Like, we maybe spent a couple $100 for an amazing time. We saw Jamie and Kevin.
Yeah.
It was a great time. So I really hope if you're listening, you're celebrating, or think about your friends or connections or employees, peers who they could be celebrating. And maybe they're like, yeah, no big deal. Courtney has a tendency to do that. You undermine the things. I mean, everything could be celebrated, but when you show up for people, that matters. So
Okay.
we'll see you for the next one.
Bye.
I make this show for leaders, those who don't point fingers, but point towards ways they can do better at work. My ask for listening is you share the show on social and or with other leaders, established or aspiring. Until then, no talent, no culture, no excuses.